trouble. Minasan yokoso and welcome to Gameplay Shinobi. My name is Nanashi, I'm the host of this channel, and today I'm going to have a first look at the early access game called Hardland. Now, I've been drawn to this game because I like fantasy, I like action melee combat, and also, I like the aesthetics of the game. It's in early access, as I've mentioned before, so there are a lot of features that are missing. Also, it's not very well optimized to the point that, I'm running fraps and I'm having like 24 frames per second right now, with some of the features turned off, and also it's not on ultra, it's just very high actually. So I hope that they will fix those optimization issues later on. Now, it is a little bit of a survival here and there, and a lot of quests to have and do. But the thing is, I think this guy is going to attack me. Yeah, he's a bandit. Didn't really see him. The red guys are obviously aggros. Come on. Oop, nope. Ow. Okay, come on, let's do this. Get away. Okay, luckily you can eat a carrot and that will recover some of your health. Let's see, 2. Another thing is, a note to the developer, because this video is also a feedback. I wish I could just right click or left click twice just to consume an item instead of dragging it to the slot here. But maybe they'll fix it later on, because it is rather daunting to just go back and forth from combat to inventory. I got you in the back, son of a gun. Now I like the action aspect of this game, but bear in mind that when your stamina runs out, you cannot run, so you have to be very careful with what you're doing. Oh yeah, that satisfying puff when they die. Loads of money. Those little plates or whatever, they give you more money, more gold. But I don't think you can do anything with the gold right now. There are some merchants, but you can't really purchase anything as of now, as I've said before. But hopefully that will be implemented later on. Now let us talk about a little bit about combat. So it is action based, as I've mentioned before. You can even hold items and throw them at the enemies. You can throw dynamites. I really like it. I really like the fact also that the armors can break, so you can break the enemy, for example, helmet and stuff like that. That is something that they should keep and they should improve upon. Some of the weapons, like the hammer here, they have a longer reach, so it's very hard to talk and fight at the same time because I have to focus. It seems like my hammer is taking more stamina than than with the sword, which is okay. I like that aspect. I'm barely I presume this guy with the golden hammer could kill me one blow, so I have to be very, very careful not to die. He blew up his friend. That's funny. And look at that. He dropped his shield because he blocked the damage. That's pretty cool. Come on. Come on. Okay, I need to bait him to do an attack. Come on. Come on. Nope. Lucky me. I mean, seriously, I could have died easily. So yeah, what I would like to see in this game is obviously dodging. Right now there is no dodge button, so I hope that they will implement this later on. I like the running thing, but like I said, I would like to be able to dodge. Obviously, if you're out of stamina, you won't be able to dodge, and so on and so forth, because I would like to create a character that is using daggers and a bow, so it's like a rogue, really fast and really agile. But currently the game doesn't allow me to do so, and also there's only like one-handed melee combat. There's no two-handed weapons as far as I know, and there's no dual wielding, so I wish they could implement that later on. And also look at the attack pattern. It's going from left to right like a swing. Now if I equip, for example, Goblin Axe, it does the same thing. So note to the developer, could you know, make different weapons, different, you know, animations and swings, for example overhead strike, or maybe like a combo to some faster weapons, so it's actually, you know, better, you know, better looking, more in-depth combat, something like that. And also I don't like the fact that your character essentially sticks to the enemy. And what I mean by that, it's almost as if it's an auto lock on. For example, you see it moves forward a little bit. Even if I come on, stand still, because we'll have to wait until the day comes, you know, the light comes back, or maybe the moonlight will light our path, because it is getting dark and there's a transition between the night and the day. So sorry to keep you waiting, but yeah, right click is, you know, blocking with the shield, and even if you don't actively block with the shield will still protect you if the enemy hits the shield. So that's something cool. I really wish that more games could, you know, do it, but yeah, not many games are seems to do it. So that's something they should keep. Now when I was talking about combat being auto aim a little bit, you see, I will try not to aim at the guy, and okay, perhaps I need to, you know, specify what I meant. What I meant is, when I'm hitting the monster, my character moves forward a little bit, and sometimes I can't, you see, there's this animation, I can't immediately back out. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but I wish I could have at least a dodge button so I could immediately, you know, get away from the danger. Because if you attack something, you're basically stuck with the animation, which is pretty cool. It makes you careful with how you fight. But yeah, I wish they could change it a little bit, or tweak it, so it's more, you know, fast-paced, and also make more animations to the combat, and different weapons should have different strikes. Maybe even introduce character perks and classes. So if I wanted to be, for example, a cleric, I would get, you know, armor bonus, because right now, that's another thing I would like to talk about. It's armor. I have this helmet, right? So for example, if you have found a good armor piece, like a helmet or a breastplate or a shoulder part, naturally you want to keep it, right? But in this game, sadly, if enemy hits it, then it basically becomes broken and you can't repair it as of now, because it's an early access. So I presume that they will change it in the future, because I want to keep the loot. Some of the loot, like the armors, I would like to keep them and repair them. So it's a good thing that the pieces are breaking off, you know, the pieces are breaking off, and it is really adding to immersion, and it's fun to look at the, you know, whoop, I don't think I can manage 2 pigs, or maybe what? Okay, this is what happens if you're not careful or not properly armed. And I lost a golden, ice hammer. Dang it. And that's another thing. You see, I have to start all over again. So I would appreciate if the developer could introduce, for example, housing, so I could get into some of the buildings. Right now I cannot do this. And you know, I have like a chest or something so I can store my stuff. If I lose, then I will lose only items that I have on me. Keep that. I like that. It makes me, you know, it makes me more cautious. I'm not going to charge in. I have to, you know, wage my options whether I can defeat the enemy or not. So that's that is good. I like the idea of like a hardcore dropping your items at death. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, but they should introduce something like chests that you can basically store your items, because it is quite depressing that after such a long journey and fighting you lose most of your items, and then, you know, if the enemy hits you, you lose the armor and there's no way to repair it. So if they could, you know, if you drop your armor on the ground, it should have like a red letters on it. It says broken, but you can still, I wish they could, you know, implement this feature so you can still pick the broken armor and then go to the like a trader in the town and ask him, you know, to fix the armor. So in a way you are still keeping the cool looking gear and you can still use it. I wish they could implement this feature because it is much needed feature. It is sad to see all of your weapons and armors basically, you know, disappearing right in front of your eyes. It is sad. I like to collect stuff in such games. I like to get loot. And speaking of loot, I haven't seen any sorts of dungeons, and I don't think you can enter the buildings either. So that's a little bit disappointing because I've played Cube World, and you know they have randomly generated dungeons. I mean, big castles that you can go in, fight the boss, get the loot, and then improve your character. Also, you know, like big mines and caves and stuff like that. So I haven't seen anything like that here, and it's funny how the terrain is generating as I move forward and backward. I hope they'll fix that as well. But yeah, it's an early access game, like I've said before. A lot of features are missing, but it is fun and it is very promising. Hence, I wanted to support the dev because what they're doing it's fun. It's pretty stable as well. I haven't encountered many glitches or bugs, but lack of saving or, you know, saving your loot makes me feel like I would like to play this game. But when they introduce some sort of storage system and the way that I can repair my items, and also combat, if they can improve like an overhead strike so I can hit the enemy to the head, because right now I can only swing left and right. There's no strong attacks or special attacks, and I would like to also have some sort of class based perks, even if it's a passive perk like giving me boost to armor or reduce the damage I take or damage my armor takes. So that would be pretty cool if they could implement that. Aside from that, let's talk about the map and quests. Okay, so if you press M, you have your map. Now, as you can see, a lot of it is behind the fog. And that red thing, it's me. So I'm here. Now, it is confusing at first because there is no arrow, and if you're far away in a field, maybe I will be able to show it. If you're really far away and you know you don't know where the city is anymore, and you don't have this indication where is north or where is your character currently looking, you'll be wondering, maybe I should go there or there, and it's kind of hard to tell whether the city is behind you or you know, somewhere in the vicinity. So I wish the developer could introduce like an arrow to indicate where am I currently looking. So if I know that the city is here and you know the arrow points that way, that means I have to turn around and then arrow should point here, so I know that I should go in that direction. That is something that they should implement, and I hope they will. It will help with the quests and stuff like that. And the funny thing is, I can hide in the bushes, although there is no stealth implemented yet. But it is funny. It is pretty neat that they, make those efforts and make the game, that kind of immersive, I suppose. That you can interact with the environment in certain ways. So that is cool. Keep that in the game, and I hope to see that even more. Let's talk about quests. So basically you can talk with the person, and yeah, a lot of the quests are very, very dull. Don't get me wrong, I like the quests, but to bring like apples or axes or oops or potatoes, whatever, I don't want to do such quests. It's basically what makes MMORPGs boring. It's like a go there, fetch me this, and bring it to me. Well, some of the NPCs like bring me carrot or beer keg. Well, go to the shop and buy it for yourself. Why do I have to bring it to you? So please don't make the quests boring. I mean, by all means, make the quest. If you want to make a fetch quest, do it in a way that, for example, go to the dungeon. I need the ring that has been stolen from me. So you go to the dungeon, you defeat the boss or loot the chest to get the key or the ring, and then you bring it back to the NPC. That's fine by me. And also another thing, there's no mounts or fast travel, so I hope that they will improve on that or implement something to cover, because it is quite confusing. For example, I take the quest from this lady, right? She wanted a large axe. So if I find the large axe, then I come to this city, and guess what? I don't know where the lady is, because by the time I do the dungeon or go into the field, it will take me a while to realize that that lady was just here. There's no indication. It is getting dark. There's no indication to the NPC, the quest giver. So I wish they could fix that too. And look at the mini map here in the bottom left corner. It is kind of muddy, and you can't really tell whether it's a town or not. So I wish they could improve the minimap a little bit so it's more clear. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be like a traditional map that, with all those gray color, or it tells you the path, it tells you that you're in the city, stuff like that. It doesn't have to be pixelated like that. It can be like a traditional map, which I would probably enjoy even more, and it would add to immersion and adventuring point, adventuring immersion for the game. So I guess I've covered the quests, and speaking about the quests, I would like to see more interactive quests, as in for example, if I talk with the guard, he will tell me, for example, that there's this big boss and they're trying to raid, for example, a village of goblins, and they're looking for recruits. And if you can help them out, and then all of your knights charging at the village, that kind of big quest. I mean, I don't want to spend time picking potatoes or carrots or bringing stuff to NPCs. That's boring, and there's little reward because, like I've said, there's no storage. So what's the point of doing the quest right now? And they're basically fetch quests, and I don't really enjoy those quests. So I wish they could implement that kind of big scale adventures or missions where you can progress. For example, with the faction, if you help the city guards, you'll get even more defending quests or attacking quests or eliminating quests, stuff like that. I would really enjoy if they would add factions of like assassins or the knights, and you can do interesting quests, not the fetch quests, like protecting the town, protecting the cart that is going to another city. That would be really, really cool. And also, if I want to skip the quests altogether, make those randomly generated dungeons and randomly generated mines and stuff like that. I hope they will introduce housing as well. because that game needs the storage and housing. I mean, like now. Otherwise there's no incentive to play it. What the hell is this thing? Whoa, this is scary. This is scary. Look at those. This is fast moving. I don't like it. I don't like it. Even though the game, it is cute at certain in certain areas and in certain aspects, those spiders are just, I mean, look at them. They're scary. Just no. Okay, they're slow, so they have tons of health. I don't think I can beat them up with my wooden sword. Ow! Just bit my butt. Come on, come get some, bro. So yeah, I'm enjoying this game very much, but there's a lot of features that are missing, and I hope they'll improve on them, especially combat, traveling, the map, the quests, the housing, the storage, and if they could also add like co-op online with 2 players, that would be brilliant. That's a match made in heaven, because currently you can only play single player. Ow, that's okay. The darkness engulfed me. And yeah, I lost all of the items. That's pretty sad. Can I recommend this game? It is stable, although it requires a lot of resources. And I would say I would recommend it to the people who like what they see here. This game has a huge potential, and it's immediately fun to play. And a lot of early access games are, you know, hit or miss, but I really enjoyed this one, and I'm really looking forward to the finished product. And hopefully they will listen to some of the feedback the community has, and it will improve on the certain aspects of the game. So yeah, it is a good game. I recommend to pick it up if you want to support the game and if you want to support the dev. If you are, you know, that kind of person that wants semi-finished product, as in, you know, there's a lot of features there and there's some sort of progression to be have, I would hold off. If you're angry that you can't have, you know, your character saved, or, I mean, it is kind of saved, but you can't really store items, you can't really, you know, if you find a good armor or sword, you can't really protect it, as in you can't store it anywhere, and if the item durability goes down to 0, it's done. That's it. The item is gone forever. So I wish they could do something that you can repair the equipment and take it to the blacksmith and then implement the housing. So yeah, that's the Hardlands Hardlands Early Access for you. I really enjoy it, and if you want to support the dev, please do, and I hope you will enjoy the game as well. So thank you very much. I hope the devs will listen to some of the feedback I presented in my first impression video. And otsukare-sama desu, and see you next time on Gameplay Shinobi. Bye bye.